What is going on, RotoGrinders? Welcome to Card Stock Afterlock special edition. We're talking specifically NBA Top Shots. We talked about this a couple months ago. LG Doucet from the Fresh Mint was so good. The Fresh Mint podcast, and like it's
First Mint,
insane.
first Mint.
Dude,
it's the First Mint.
You gotta be kidding me.
Fresh is cool too. I'll take Fresh.
Crash and burn, right? In
Whatever you want to call it is fine.
Toothpaste NFTs are on the mind of Dean right now. Talking Fresh Mint.
So the funny thing is this is a callback to our show earlier today, where me and Will were talking about it, and I think I inverted it and called it that, and we had a whole discussion of how it was the Fresh Mint podcast and not the Fresh Mint podcast. But, so much for that. Are we doing it live or is this No, we're doing it live. All right.
This is live.
LG, I was terribly unprofessional there, and even more unprofessional before the show. So it's been a disaster for me.
Hey, let's go ahead and cue up the Elmo on fire gif. We're starting out just like that.
Oh, that's good.
We can only go up from here. All right. We're talking NBA Top Shots. Of course, Will and Tyler are here with us as well, and they're going to be joining the conversation. They're going to be talking all things NBA Top Shots. And hey, can you catch us up since the last time we talked here? What have we missed out? And could you just give a quick, a minute and a half tutorial if somebody's never even heard of NBA Top Shots? They see it all over their Twitter machine and people referencing it, and they're an old person and they're yelling at clouds and they don't know what the NFTs are. Just give them a little, what is NBA Top Shots and why should I care about it?
You want me to answer those 12 different questions in a minute and a half? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
I could try. Okay. I'll say the same thing that I told you guys 2 months ago.
Yes.
NBA Top Shot is just like sports collecting crack. That's all you need to know. Once you're in, right now, the market is in a major downturn, a huge dip. Everyone's upset. But even if you got in now, you would still become super addicted because I'm sure some new packs are going to drop sometime soon. You collect these digital basketball moments. They're called moments. They're highlights from games. So there's a huge variety of them. Some of them are a really amazing LeBron moments. Some of them are really mediocre non-LeBron moments. And basically there's a good 100, 200, 300,000 people who show up every time there's a pack drop to try and get one. And it's been a really wild couple months. I've been in Top Shot since early September, but honestly, September through December was very quiet. It was unknown then. Not many people discovered it, but then about mid-January, things blew up, and I spoke to you guys around that time. And ever since then, honestly, it feels like a lifetime has gone by. I've been doing the podcast, been tweeting a lot. The community has exploded. The types of people that are in the community are not always what you'd expect. So I've talked to a few of them on the podcast, some very interesting people. And here we are again, 2 months left in the season, and we're ready to talk some more Top Shot and see what the next couple of months hold.
All right, jump in here, Will, because I know we're going to talk about the dip, right? Because, the excitement, and now all of a sudden the market's kind of going down, and not a fun conversation. Will, we got to talk about it. And is it a buyer's market, Will? Because I know you're always on it. You're on the site. And are you currently buying? Are you currently selling? Are you just kind of browsing? What are you doing there?
Well, first of all, Dean, let's talk about our sponsor, which is going to be sportscardinvestor.com. Use the promo code Grinders. Go over there. Use the Market Movers tool. If you use the promo code Grinders, that's going to give you 20% off your first payment. That's for the month or for the year. I always recommend the year to get the most bang for your buck. That'll give you real-time action in terms of what's happening in the cardboard space. And so, Sports Card Investor, that's Jeff Wilson, one of our good friends. Please get over there. I mean, one of the premier platforms for trying to track, what you need to invest in from a cardboard perspective. SportsCardInvestor.com, promo code Grinders. 20% off that first payment. Now let's talk about buying this dip. So LG, we got you on the show. Tambo is with us always. We're going to start there, man. Where do you feel like the state of the market is, right? Because we know the market is really, and I think it takes kind of a dip, sporadically after pack drops or before pack drops. We kind of see it. I do think it's kind of a cycle, but I think just most recently we've seen, even some of the higher end moments, probably take dips a little bit more than we anticipated.
That's right.
So what's kind of your read on the state of the market overall?
Well, there's a lot of things going on. I think basically we're finally starting to see some separation between who's in Top Shot, right? Because it's nice to assume that it's 200,000 people. Let's give that just a big round number. it's nice to assume that that's 200,000 people who all want to collect moments and play the game and do the challenges and have fun like everybody else. But that is not true. There are definitely, Top Shot has been doing a really good job of trying to weed out the bots. They still have a lot of time left ahead, like a battle ahead of them, because anything online where there's money, and anybody who's been in the sneaker drop world knows this, that it's like, or any other kind of hot commodity, that big money is going to bring big scammers. So definitely it's been a long battle against people botting and all that kind of stuff. And it still is. So there's still like a portion of the market that is that. Naturally, people that bought, they want to dump their stuff. So that's going to happen every so often. Outside of that, I think honestly, Top Shot, if you're a hoops guy, like we all are, then totally you love Top Shot. You probably know a few people who are not big basketball people who have gotten into Top Shot, which is great. It's great to bring new people. It's a great way for the NBA to bring non-basketball people into the NBA. But naturally, the talk of money and the talk of there being, you get in a lineup and you might get a pack and you might pay $9 and that pack might net you like $2,000. That draws in people who might not want to actually stick around for the long term. Not that they have bad intentions, but honestly, like it's a bit of a lottery ticket scenario, right? It's like, hey, buy this and you might score big. So you got a lot of people that want to play that. And right now we're at a point where Top Shot has had a lot of technical issues in the last 2 months. They've had trouble getting their drops out. They've had to pretty much reimagine an entire new system for getting the product out. And now that system is starting to work. It's starting to click, which is really good for the long-term health of the product. But naturally, that means they're able to release supply on schedule, which they haven't been able to for a long time. The kind of like the slowdown of that schedule is probably what caused a lot of these surges early on, is that no new supply just creates this kind of like pressure cooker scenario where prices explode as new people come in and they want to buy something and there's nothing new for them to buy. Naturally, they just eat the stuff that's there. Now we're at a point where Top Shot's able to put out supply relatively regularly. And at the same time, they've had to slow down signups. So that's kind of we're at a spot where a lot of supply is coming into the market and it's getting saturated, and naturally prices dip because you have a lot of people who want to sell their stuff. People get a pack, they want to sell it. And then you have a bit of an undercutting battle to the bottom going on. But again, prices on a lot of these things, guys, like, even when we all chatted 2 months ago, prices are still way beyond what they were then. Right. So it's, we've already gone quite a lot. And I don't know, if you believe in the longevity of this product, you can't be too bothered by the day to day. Right. Like if you're buying a stock because you think it's going to do well for the next 10 years, you can't stare at it. You can't refresh the screen every 10 minutes and get bothered when it goes down 10%. Right. Or 20% or 30%. You can't do that. So it's tough time right now for some of the new investors.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm with you, man. I think for new investors, and I think that's something specific that we might even just have to get into another day, like the new investor. But, the new investor, in my opinion, some people are coming in because they want the long-term effect of it. But I'm with you, man. I think a lot of people have heard, man, you get in, you make all this money, which might not be completely true, right? And so I think, it's all about, your strategy and where you think it's going long-term. And I think at this point in the market where you're having more people kind of sign up, but Dapper's controlling it, right? They're saying, hey, we're going to give you this space to do it. And then even if you look at the last drop pretty much came out on time. The Cool Cats came out on time. And then, I think they're weeding through the bot scenario. And when you mentioned it, the first thing I thought about was PS5 around Christmas time. Like you could not get a PS5 if you want to go online and buy one. And that's what I think they're trying to do, create a really good ecosystem for current collectors and new collectors so that you can actually get a pack like that. Like that's what they're trying to do. And last thing I'll say, and I'll turn it back over to you, LG. If you go on topshot.com, you still see this little blue tag that says beta. Like we're still in the incubator stage.
Well, don't you go around Twitter saying that, man. Don't you go around Twitter saying that. People aren't going to like that, man. They've been hearing beta for months. They don't want to hear about it anymore. There's no more beta excuse.
Yeah. Tambo, over to you, man.
No, I think a lot of the same sentiment of what LG just said. I think that's sort of the thing. We're starting to see some balance, a little bit more correction in the market is never a bad thing. One of the key points he said, I just had to look it up myself at a Luka moment I purchased for $400 right after you guys did the show. It was basically the first moment I purchased. It was the 3-point game winner. It's still going for 1,600, and this is the bottom for it. I mean, we're still up big money on this stuff if you got in at that time. And now if you didn't, and some will say, yeah, but I didn't, or I didn't know about it, or whatever. And that's every market, right? There's going to be people that were well before me that are sitting on huge account value still, that it may not be what it was a month ago, but it's still there. Things are going to balance out. There still is opportunities. I think one of the biggest things, and a little bit more of what LG said on this, kind of the joke about quote unquote Top Shot time. It's only been 2 months. It feels like 2 years, right? That's this market, the way it goes so quickly. And that's a challenge in the sense of people are still looking for that fast reaction. Why is nothing 10Xing anymore? Well, it's just not always going to be that way, right? Things are going to happen, and you have to work around that and make some decisions along those ways. And that's why we're going to get into it here, but talking about the market dip and do we buy the dip? Will sent me a Slack message this morning on a message or on a moment for $435. That's now $350. It can happen, right? You got to pick and choose your spots, but you got to feel good about what you're buying, know what your strategy is moving forward. I still like the challenges. I definitely think there is maybe a few too many challenges going on, but I do like some of the other aspects of it where they put things in place, like not being able to gift that moment right away to set these people up, shortening the time of these challenges. They are making decisions along the way. And that's why I get people don't want to hear the beta thing. And that's what he said. The joke is, to LG's point, you can't go around using that word anymore, the B word, if you will. But at the same time, just think about the longevity of this thing. Like you said, this is 2 months, man. Like it's 3 months for some, 4 months for others, so on and so forth. But there's a lot of time to go. The utility factor, hard court, swish, all these different things that are going on out there that some people don't even know about. We haven't scratched the surface on. The ability for what about in the future if you want to get a signed jersey, or you want to go to a game and get special access to a VIP Top Shot area at the court. Like there's so many things people are forgetting about and not thinking, and maybe you're better off. Maybe you come in and buy right now and you skyrocket the next big bull run in the future, and we're behind because we are down versus what we're picking up some of these moments at right now. Maybe it does hit a lower point, so be it. But the point is, if you believe in it long-term, anything else you buy like that, you buy to have it for a certain period of time. You don't buy it to flip it tomorrow. And there's too much of that, and too many people expecting things just to blow up again overnight.
There's so many different layers to this, right? And that's what you remind yourself is that totally, you want to be a day trader or a passive trader, weekly trader, you can be. And when things are down, you're going to sell, and things are going up, you're going to buy, whatever your strategy is, you can do that. But, those are all excellent points. You can also be a long-term investor in this product in terms of investing in players that you love. And that, we've always said that, Series 1, it's always only ever going to be Series 1. And that if you think that Top Shot is a 20-year, 30-year product, those will always be worth a lot. But if you're playing the short game, like you're worried that your account value has gone down a lot in the last 5 or 6 days, then yeah, naturally you'll be disappointed. There's just a lot of different layers from which you can pay attention to that stuff, right? And you also pointed out like the different measures that the Dapper team has taken to essentially mitigate a lot of that kind of suspicious activity on the marketplace, right? It's like there's a cool down period now for buying and selling. There's a limit on how quickly you can gift things, right? And if you're a normal collector with, if you're the kind of collector that they want in the game, those really shouldn't be big issues for you. But Absolutely. It's naturally led to a slowdown of activity that maybe that's the kind of activity that wasn't supposed to be there in the first place, right? So if prices got jacked up because there's a couple accounts that were jacking them up like crazy, then yeah, like if this game's going to survive, it's got to come back down. And like you guys were saying, like Will, you were saying it's, I've always believed that it's like for Top Shot to survive, if you're a new person and you come in and your favorite player is Ja Morant, you got to be able to buy a Ja Morant for like $10 or $15, not 300, not 500. That's insane. Like your first experience in a product like this should be like, no, you should be able to get the player you like for a normal price, even if it's one that there's one of 50,000 or whatever that is. Doesn't matter. Get your feet wet with the guy that you like. That's the whole point. And then move your way up, learn the game, get a pack, splurge on legendaries, whatever you want. But it's got to be gradual. It can't just start as like, hey, the only way to do anything in this game is spend $2,000. It's not realistic.
And real quick on that too, great points, LG. I just think that's the factor that people aren't even talking about still, or maybe they're just not remembering it or wanting to remember it. But there is going to be a day when you can go in and just buy a pack. There's not going to be, there'll still be certain pack drops as they explain it, but they want to have it so that you can just walk in and buy a pack like you can at a store or something. So like, that's right. How far away we are. Does it mean it's right to buy right now and you could still lose in the short term? So be it. But I'm just saying, when you're not thinking about these things, our guy, Dan Bach in the chat made a great point. 0 marketing dollars spent yet by these guys. DraftKings, FanDuel, we're, RotoGrinders, daily fantasy sports betting related site. Well, we're talking about this stuff all the time. They put hundreds of millions, to his point in the chat, to grow. We have a ton of room to grow. It's a worldwide sport that everybody knows and loves. International love goes with that, the Lucas, all these aspects that you can talk about. And so I don't think, again, I just think people are just letting it slip their mind. And also people that bought a $10,000 moment with pure profit and now see it slide to 5K, that's just a factor of you realizing it did not go, you lost 5,000 of whatever you didn't, you could have let it go, sure, but you still have 5,000 because it was all with profit. So you're looking at it the wrong way. Hold it if you want to wait for it to get back and you feel like it was 10K and you believed it was 10K. That was the selling price. You didn't sell. That wasn't your value. That's what you could have sold it for.
That's it. Right. And that's, it's for many people, it might be some of the first time they've gone through a big fluctuation, and this fluctuation is fast, right? This is faster than like a Tesla and as fast as the GameStop, you know what I mean? Or it's just like, it's fast. And yeah, it's always going to feel that way when you see a big juicy number as your account valuation. And then one day it's not that number. You feel like you lost that money, like somebody took it out of your pocket, but you got to stay sober with that stuff, man. It's like that ain't money until you sell it and it's in your account. You know what I mean? And even as we know, it ain't money until you're withdrawing it. Right. And that's a whole other thing we got to talk about. But that's also another factor. We all laugh about it and we'll get into it. You guys, I'm sure you guys got a lot of questions there, but it's like, hey, they've been making progress on giving people withdrawals. Not a lot of people yet, but more people than before. And naturally, some people might be eager to get their money out to see if they can. And that's going to happen. I think long-term withdrawals, I think it's actually going to bring more people in because I think a lot of people have been really hesitant to put money into this because they're not sure if they can get their money out. So I actually think that that's healthy. But in the short term, it's like, yeah, some people are like, oh, I can get my money out. I'm out of here. Right. And that's okay. They'll leave and that's okay. That'll happen.
Dean, hop in here, man.
Yeah, so some people just want to rip the packs and turn a profit and that kind of thing. And it kind of speaks to like my question here as far as regarding yesterday's drop, as far as the Cool Cats. I did not get one and not get a pack. I think I was like number 200,000 something, which is so much better than being 500 short and just kind of sweating it out and just missing, which I've been a part of as well too. A lot of fun. But LG, I'm curious to get your take because unfortunately I was working on DFS stuff at the time. I was right around lock, but after that pack drop, all the Cool Cats are like $30, $35. And then, Jokic is one of my favorite players that I want to get. If each of the Cool Cats like $35 or so, I will collect them up and get that Jokic Master Challenge. Now I'm in the marketplace and we're talking about, what the price is doing right now. And overall, the market's down, but those have been bumped up like 85, 90, 95, depending on the person. So is that a case of like some people just kind of heard word of mouth? They bought a pack because it's $12 and they hear, oh, it's guaranteed profit. And then they just put it in the market for $25 for their Cool Cat. And like, well, I doubled my money or I tripled my money. And then like explain that situation. Like why were those Cool Cats $30 and now they're 90 to 100 and the price is adjusted? And is that something we should foresee going forward with some people just kind of sort of novices that want to jump in and jump out and just turn a profit and don't really care long term? Like I'm sure you noticed this as far as how the market reacted to those. Oh yeah. Well, it's a bit of everything. The first thing I'll say is that, one of the biggest lessons of Top Shot is the same lesson as when you're mad that you're in traffic. If you're mad that you're in traffic, you have to realize that you are the traffic, right? So if you want the Jokic, you got to realize everybody else wants the Jokic. That price is going up because you're not alone in wanting that, right? And that's like a kind of thing where it might seem unfair that you're like, I was trying to buy and now there's a lot of you're trying to buy and then somebody else snipes it before you and people are getting mad and now it's $30, it's $50, it was $30 when I was trying to get it. Like, listen, this is an open market. This is the law of the jungle. Like you got to be fast. They're doing their best to weed out the people that have like some kind of unnatural sniping bot or whatever. And they've gotten rid of a lot of them. There was a famous one called Pickle who used to snipe everything. Pickle's gone now. No more Pickle. Yeah. But basically, that's what I say is like when there's something that you want, chances are a lot of other people want it as well. We're probably going to see that happen in a couple of weeks when they release the rookie badges, right? These badges everyone's been talking about for months are finally going to land. The Lamelo is going to get 3 of them. Tyrese is going to get 3 of them. All the Series 1 stuff, most of them are going to get 2. RJ is going to get 3. Like that it's like as much as we're all in the know about the rookie badges, like, no, you know what? 200,000 people, not all of them know about the rookie badges. Some of them aren't sure. And the day it hits, those are going to be some beautiful badges and you're going to have the same rush. Everyone's going to want the Lamelo with the 3 badges. Everyone's going to want the Cole Anthony with the 3 badges. It's going to happen. So to kind of answer your question, it's like a lot of people want that stuff. And the other part is that a lot of people know that other people want that stuff. So even if you don't plan to do the Jokic, as soon as that comes out, it's like, yeah, if you're fast enough, you can buy one at 20 and you know that it'll probably go to 70. And that unfortunately is a strategy that can work.
And whether it's it's a positive thing or whether it's a nefarious thing or however you look at it, that's a market, is that there's going to be flippers out there who are looking to flip and capitalize on trends. My advice, you want the Jokic, go get the Jokic, man. Just do it.
Yeah.
If you get
question.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize, but
no, it's all good, man.
Yeah. So a strategy to buying, if you see lowest available is $28, right?
Yeah.
And then you see one that's available for $30. Do you think it's a good strategy to buy the $30 one because you have a much better chance of actually getting it as opposed to being denied? And because everybody's clicking on the 28. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That's a great strategy. I don't know if it's $9, I don't know if I'd go for the $30 one. There's probably somewhere in between, but it's that's totally something I've done, man. If you're trying to buy something $30 and there's only one of them at $30, it's if you're staring at it and you're thinking about it, you already lost it. You know what I mean? If it's something that everybody else wants, it's if it's, you're for that Jokic, you'll be paying what, $150 to get all of them, $200. It's an extra $5 is fine. So long as you get it. And if that helps you get one before they go to 90, perfect. Right. So that's a good strategy. That's an experienced move.
I was just going to say, Dean, though, I'll chime in with everything you just said, LG, because I think that's one thing for certain, that it's just like anything else. There's still a game here. It's an open market. We're allowed to do all of these things. There's nothing illegal about going in and hopping in and finding these prices and assuming and knowing from previous challenges and learning from some mistakes that Cool Cats is going to go up. So yesterday I completely bought it out. I believe it might have been your brother, LG, that had posted in advance, but I had 5 of the 10 and I didn't get a Cool Cats pack because I had the 5 that we had speculated on and a couple extras in Fournier and another guy there just that I ended up not needing. But still, I said right away, and I know producer Devin's on with us. He did the same thing. We sniped them up pretty quick. I was spending $31 on a 29 moment just to lock it in, because I expected them to go 70, 80, maybe even 100. I thought it was possible because if anything we've seen in these dips, the certain challenges still go up. Now, LeBron, again, having to know some basketball stuff and some information helps. LeBron getting injured for even this slight bit of time or this period, we've got 2 to 3 weeks now, they're talking. Jokic was already a favorite for MVP, I thought, and now he's got that spot. Again, everybody wants it. His spot probably just got better. It's a decent moment, and it was pretty easy to get to if you had those things sitting in there. So there is nothing wrong with taking advantage of some of the information and knowledge that you have in knowing the certain times that you believe are correct to buy. And now you also get put in a spot, Dean, where you can make a decision. I'm in enough, and I know producer Devin is as well, but we can make a decision when we're getting closer to the end of the challenge. Do we want to sell it all off and not even get the freebie because now it looks like it's the best time to sell and maybe we'll have enough money just to buy the Jokic? Or is it close enough of a call profit-wise or where we think and we really do want the moment, like I do, so I probably won't sell it off. I'll keep it. And I want to get in the serial number lottery. And what I mean by that is they're going to gift that out, that only the people with those moments are going to receive one. And it's a luck of the draw. I could get the number 1. I could get his jersey number. So, we'll get to it later in the show, but that one was disappointing for me. The Edwards challenge, I had flipped everything into it. Because I believe that the moment matters, right? So that's one of my big things I want to talk about on this show.
Oh, yeah.
With how much supply is hitting the market, I think the moment matters. And we went back and forth on this, and I was kind of on team 3 badge using Lamelo. And then I thought about it, and I said, okay, not just the scarcity about a 2021, but his moment there, it's a way better moment. It's his first triple-double. It's a drive to the hoop. Everything looks good about it. It's still going to get a couple badges, like it's there. And then I said, so that matters. And then the scarcity is a nice extra boost. So I flipped my Lamelo for $3K, which was the 3 badge. And then he gets injured the next day. I'd already picked up at the time was a good price, 4,300 on that, the 2021. Can't remember if it's Rising Stars, I want to call it, or what is it? I got it.
I think that's the All-Star. I don't think that's the Rising.
It was the Rising Stars.
No,
yes.
Yeah,
Rising Stars. Yeah, you're talking about the Anthony Edwards. Yeah.
So I want to get that Anthony Edwards reward because the Edwards dunk is sick. It's going to be his best moment by far. That people will remember that dunk forever. You've got of his rookie season anyway. LaMelo's is better, and even the Wiseman that goes with it is a pass from Curry into a dunk that I kind of like, and the scarcity. So I said this all makes sense. Got in at a decent price versus what I know others paid. But now, because of the chance that, LaMelo's injured, I know that came back news today, they are going to reassess, but that's sort of the point, is everyone went after the Edwards now. And I kind of liked the serial number lottery of getting in that one when it was going to be a lot less than what it's going to be now. It's still not horrible, but like I said, the serial number, like someone mentioned in chat, why not just buy it after the challenge? You could. We're talking about how that, if you really want the moment anyway, and some of the other moments are good that go with it, I think the serial number lottery is still something to be excited about, right? It's an exciting piece that you could get that big number, and it could be worth a lot more than just buying it after. So I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm with you 100%. I'm going to hit on another sore topic here, LG. We're not trying to give you all the rough topics, right? But we're going to hop on something because we were on packs a few minutes ago, and I think I've got my feelings about it. Do we feel like limited pack availability is still really good for the market? Because right now, I think the highest release they had was the pre-order, where I think it was maybe around 200,000 packs. That's probably the highest release, and they did it over a series of days. And so the idea was that they probably realized we want people to start getting a pack, and we might not be able to catch everyone, but we can catch most of our collectors. But after that, we've seen like a $5,000 drop or $25,000 drop on some of the other ones. I think it was 70,000 the other day, or 40,000, whatever it was. But my point is, do we think limited pack availability for right now is good for the market? I think it is, because I think less moments right now is good until they get everybody cleared out and weed out the bots, all the bots, and make sure new people can sign up. I like the limited pack availability. I like being able to say you got to have 3 moments to get a pack. I think that's helping facilitate a clean market. But over to you, LG. How do you feel about the limited pack availability today? Not necessarily long term, but just the state of the market right now.
I agree and I disagree. Mainly, I think a healthy ecosystem requires a layer of crap. Okay. And I mean that in the best way, that as in like base moments should be crap. As in like there should be dollar moments. There should be stuff that you're like, I'm buying this for $5. It's never going to go up in value. I just want to have it. That
no
you
different
need
than cardboard. No different.
Exactly. You need that. Like literally my first day in Top Shot, man. And this is way back. Like every LeBron was like $20, right? This is like way back. I was like, cool. I went in and I just kind of looked around and I'm like, I'm going to spend $20 here. And I bought like a Kyle Lowry right away for like $5. Like, yeah, it's my guy, Kyle Lowry. I bought like a Markelle Fultz. I was hot on him. He had a great season last year. So not this season, obviously the season before. I was like, cool, he's good. And I bought like I think a Shea Gilgeous, another Canadian guy, pretty stoked. So I was like, I spent $20 and I was like, I didn't expect those. I didn't buy them thinking the prices would skyrocket. I bought them because I was like, those are my favorite players. And then I'm just going to have them. And then that was good because I was able to do it. And whether I didn't look at those as crappy cards, and that's the important part, is that you need new collectors to be able to see these moments that are cheap and buy them. And you need everybody else who's experienced in the game to see that as like, that's like the bottom layer, right? That there's like a layer of stuff that's like, you don't really want more of that stuff. You want the good stuff. So what I'm saying is that if you can buy a base pack anytime you want, which you could literally until 2 months ago, like until like a week before we chatted, that was normal that you could buy a base pack anytime. When you bought those base packs, there was no guarantee that those base packs would be worth anything more than the cost of the pack. And that is a truly balanced ecosystem, is that you're going to buy a $9 base pack and in there, you might have 3 moments that you can't even sell for $9. That is actually good. And it's obviously nice when you open a pack and it's worth way more, but that's what makes the excitement go up, is that if you buy a $9 pack, you get 3, like you get like a Dwight Howard and a Malcolm Brogdon and like, I don't know, like a Van Vliet, right? You're like, okay, maybe that's $9. Then the next time you open a pack and you get a LeBron and the LeBron goes for 50 or 400, that's exciting. But it can't be exciting. You can't have that balance without having the layer of crap. So I do agree with you. Yes, it's like, let's stop releasing moments into the ecosystem, but let's also make sure that there are different classes of system when there's pack drops. Like there should be pack drops or just or pre-orders or whatever they are that people aren't excited about. That should be it. It should be like, I'm going to spend $27. I can buy 3 packs or like whatever it is. And I don't know if we'll ever get there where you can actually buy more than 1 pack. That'd be pretty sweet. But it's like, I'm just thinking back to the days where people would just buy like 200 packs at once. You know what I mean? It's like that you could do that, but they bought them trying to like, maybe in those 200 packs, there'll be 3 good ones that are worth a lot more. Right. But we should be at the point where buying a base pack is kind of boring and where getting a rare pack is the exciting part. That's the balance we need. So I agree with you. It's like, yeah, there's totally a point where we need to stop releasing moments, but we do need this layer of like base moments that you're just kind of like, you know, I don't want more base moments. I want the juicy stuff. I want the rare, you know, or I want the cool cat, or I want the legendary. Like we have to separate those two. And they can't be the separation point can't be $400 and $2,500. It has to be like $4 and $500. You know what I mean? Like that has to be the separation. Otherwise it's completely unsustainable otherwise.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think that's really important because, you know, like I am PCing in the cardboard space, Lamelo Ball. But for instance, in Top Shot, I don't have any Lamelo currently, but I have my favorite Lamelo moment from the season right now. And it's in the form of Miles Bridges with his windmill dunk when he's coming off a fast break, and LaMelo gives him this behind the back pass, but it's a Miles Bridges moment. It's not a LaMelo moment. I got that moment for $16. And obviously I didn't have any intention to sell it. I just bought it because that's literally my favorite play from the season. And so I'm with you, you know, when like you talked about with the new collectors and having just those base moments, you know, you need to be able to go in and find some of those. So I'm with you 100%, man. Let's go ahead and get to some mail day. And then LG's got some packs that he'll crack up. But listen,
I got one question first though. Let me ask LG this question.
Well, let's do that. I want to clear this up since I mentioned packs. These are not Joseph packs, ladies and gentlemen. LG waited in line for all of the packs he has. He doesn't have these Joseph packs that everybody's talking about.
Jacob, man, you guys can't get anything.
Joseph and the Fresh Mint over here, man. These guys are so bad, LG.
Hold on.
It's because they're not Canadian. They're not Canadian like us, man. That's why they can't make it right.
I don't mind messing up somebody's name to make sure we keep your name clean, LG. What I will not do is mess up the name of your podcast and call it the Fresh Mint, okay? Especially when we cleared this up an hour before the show. And it was still called the Fresh Mint in the opening. At any rate, Tambo, what's that question, my man?
Well, I just want to bring it up because it was in the chat. Our guy Cam brought it up, some good cardboard analogies. And one of the questions I had, that just to me is interesting because I'm always watching it from both sides, is we've had some big moments lately. We've had multiple LeBrons over 200,000 now. We've had, I'll use the Zion block though. We had $115,000 number 28 out of 50 sold the other day.
Yeah.
Yet the out of 1,350 or whatever it is, the out of 1,347 dropped like 3,000. Now in the cardboard space, let me explain this quickly. When the cardboard space, if like a silver or a high-end refractor of a certain card goes for big money, typically we'll see all the cheapest entry point cards of that same thing, like the base version or something, all of a sudden will skyrocket with it because that now sets the tone. It feels like we're a little behind here. Not everyone obviously has 115,000 to hop on and pump up and buy this Zion block, but it feels like his series one still out of 1,300 should get a price bump because that's sort of securing that moment, saying this moment is the one you want to own. Now I'm buying it out of 50 for 6 figures, but why do you think some of these other, and it's same, I can say it for the Kobe tribute dunk, the out of 1,000 has dropped. I saw it as low as 17.9 today, and it's been hovering around 25 lately. But even with those big $200,000 sales bolstering it, it hasn't really helped with the lower end. Again, not saying it's affordable for everyone. I'm just using it for the standard to have a discussion here amongst boys, but you get what I'm saying. What are your thoughts on that?
Totally. Well, I think what's interesting is that we're in a marketplace where there is no comparison, right? And I'm taking anything away from the card world. And I know that there's, other, what's the stock market type one, where they're all in storage. What is it? What is it called? Star Stock. Star Stock. Yeah. So that one, I know that's, equally as fluid, right? But I think what's interesting here is I always liken it back to total unique owners of a moment. And this isn't really an argument as to why it's different, but to me in Top Shot, consider it's 24/7 and it's so fluid that if you're owning a moment that is owned by many, many, many more people, you have to expect volatility, right? So even though some of the highly sought after, the legendary moments, those will keep going for a lot. They'll go for a lot because there's only 40 owners or 50 owners of those, right? So they will know that their moment selling for 115 or 210 or whatever it is, they know that does well for their moment. But the 1,000 people who own the other ones, they might not necessarily know that, right? And even you guys already know that in the card world for a fact. That's actually something I didn't know. I didn't know that until you just told me. right? So I don't think Top Shot, I don't think the ecosystem or the buyer mentality or the owner mentality, collector mentality, it's definitely not apples to apples. So I don't think that there's a lot of rules, behavioral rules from the card world that you can apply. There's definitely a lot of statistical rules or let's say cosmetic rules of like, okay, of course, a gold designation or something like that, it's worth more, and a rookie card is worth more. And there's a lot of those logistical ones we can apply, but behavioral, we know these are different people. Yeah. We know there's a totally different herd of animals here in the Top Shot world, that it's like, that they seeing that LeBron go off or the Zion go off, it does not necessarily make more people want that moment. At least it's lesser, more common moment either. But that is, I will say, outside of that, a very interesting thing though is happening, right? Is that we've had this past weekend, we had the biggest sale all time, $210K for a LeBron from the Kobe tribute dunk. We had the biggest yesterday, the Zion one, that was the biggest non-LeBron sale so far. So that in itself also a record. So it's kind of interesting that, you have, despite the huge market downturn, you still have some of the people with the deepest pockets entering Top Shot and buying the most expensive stuff for long term. So despite the, maybe the herd of us freaking out and racing each other to the bottom on our moments, you still have some of the most elite collectors that exist coming in, buying stuff for 100, 200 grand, fully expecting to hold it for a long time or sell it for way more one day. So that's kind of like an interesting thing happening at the same time, right? Would you how about, here's a question for you guys. In the card world, when the whole card world is on the downturn, when everything's dipping, are there record-setting sales happening simultaneously?
Well, they definitely could be. And I'm glad you said that, LG, because I'm about to pull the cardboard space in right now. Oh. And here's why I'm saying that. What you just told me was, didn't the LeBron sell for 250? Is that how much it went for?
210 so far, yeah.
Luka Doncic, rookie, logo man, 1 out of 1 sold for 4.6 million.
I heard.
You still got plenty of meat on the bone for some of these moments, because as we're comparing it to cardboard here a little bit, we're talking about, like you said, like a gold metallic. Like, obviously that should be more. And so you see that, and it's like, man, somebody wants $195,000 for that. Well, they should want it. That's how we talked about the ecosystem. You get you a base, just regular NBA hoops, no name card, it's 99 cents. And as you work your way up, if you've got your hands in the cardboard space, if you've got a National Treasures 1 of 1, Lamelo Ball, like, it's going to be worth a lot of money, whether he's hurt or not, especially if you're the only one that has it, right? So I'm just comparing that to the cardboard space to say these moments, these upper end moments, should be selling for a lot more than these base moments. So just want to clear that up. Anything else before we have to get out of here, guys? And let's.
I think we should skip the mail day and open the packs. That's what the most exciting part is.
Okay.
It's what the people want. It's what the people want.
Dean, you got anything, Dean?
Well, yeah, LG, fire up your pack. I'm just curious. You mentioned Luka Doncic, and why has he completely synchronized as far as the tumble of his Cool Cat? It's down to 17 and change right now. I feel it was like 3,800 a couple of days ago. I think at its peak it was somewhere around 9K. What is it? Just a market correction? Why is Luka Doncic's Cool Cat? Why is it tumbling?
You're asking me? Sorry, I thought you were talking about cards. I was just getting the screen share ready.
I'm sorry.
I thought you said sorry. I heard cards and I was like, I'm going to get the screen share ready. So wait, which Luka's tumbling? Which one?
The
All of them?
Doncic's Cool Cat. It's down to 1723 as far as the lowest ask, and was it like 9K not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, Dean. Sorry, I totally missed you there. Yeah, well, that one. So a lot's happened with so that's actually a really interesting, like almost social experiment where basically the season started and everybody came in January and there was one LaMelo, right? And then we didn't know how many LaMelos there were going to be. And then they capped it at 4,000. So that drove up the price. I famously sold one for $28 because I thought,
that story. God.
Yeah. No, as I told you last time already how stupid that was. And it still is. But then, and then that was around the time LaMelo had his triple double and everybody, it was like a month into the season. Everyone's like, whoa, LaMelo is amazing. Obvious rookie of the year. And that was around the same time that this, Top Shot said, we're going to get some rookie badges, get ready. So everybody's like, whoa, this LaMelo one's going to get 3 badges. It's going to be amazing. So his stock just through the roof. And then at the same time, they had just finally released the first Cool Cats, which the reward is Luca for. And they said, guess what? There's going to be a master challenge for another Lamelo. And at the time, Lamelo was the hottest moment in Top Shot. So the idea of there being another one, immediately just as hot. Everyone's like, whoa, we got to get Cool Cats because we're going to want that Lamelo. And that was 2 months ago. And we're still not that close to getting to the Master Challenge even ending. We're only at Cool Cats 3. There's going to be number 4, and there's going to be another like 3 or 4 moments that you have to do through like a showcase challenge or something like that to get. So we're still like over a month away at least from that Lamelo happening. What's happened in the meantime? Well, he's still really good. He's out for the year. That sucks. Also, another Lamelo moment has come out, the Rising Stars, right? So you have a rare Lamelo moment that's out there. Everybody was hoping that the Cool Cats Lamelo might be the rarest one. Now we know it's not. There's 2,000 other ones out there. And we also know that there is another base moment Lamelo that's going to come out, a one of 35,000 that has been minted and it's going to come out. So with all that in mind, it's like, Lamelo is still a great player, of course, and we hope he comes back healthy, but in the Top Shot world, not nearly as hot. And that Cool Cats challenge, I think, has soured so many people that it's like, it's been such a long slog. And now there's so many other attractive challenges, man. Like there's going to be a Seeing Stars challenge for LeBron. How often is there a challenge for a LeBron? How often do you get that lottery ticket chance to get a low mint for LeBron other than opening a pack? Rarely. Right. So that's been the kind of like the shift that, I think the Master Challenge was supposed to happen pretty fast, but it didn't. And now we're kind of like at a weird spot. I do think once the Master Challenge goes up, though, I do think those will go right back up. Maybe not to 9K, but definitely to a decent amount.
You mentioned the opening packs. It's a good segue. Fire something up for us. What do you have?
Here we go. You guys tell me if you can see. You guys are good. Okay.
These are not Joseph packs.
Okay, yeah. So everybody knows, and I know everybody always comes at, they're like LG, you're the influencer, you must get all these packs in the background. And truth, I don't get anything. Okay, even though I'm good at tweeting out about stress tests and releases, all that kind of stuff, I get in line same as everybody else. I don't get any special privileges. Sometimes I get lucky during a stress test, and I get a pack. I honestly don't get lucky during anything else. There's no Cool Cats, no Rising Stars, no metallic gold. I didn't get any of that stuff. Okay. So this is from release 23, which was the last stress test. I think that was the last one, maybe last week. So here we go. I don't know if the music's actually going to work. It usually doesn't, but.
Of course, when you tweet out, you're tweeting out at the first mint. If people are not aware, some people get that confused.
Very well done, Dean. Dean, very good.
Only
man.
took you the whole show, Dean.
You nailed that. All right, what are you guys feeling here? What do you think's gonna be on door number 1?
I would choose door number 2.
Oh, you want door number 2? Well, okay. If you're gonna call it, tell me what's in it.
Let's think about this. Maybe
Bradley Beal. I'm just kidding.
Let's load it up. Let's see.
Let's see.
Oh, all right. A little Al Horford.
Al Horford.
Okay.
I figured he'd be resting tonight, but he's available.
My favorite part about some of these moments is that you then look in the corner and it's this game they lost by 33 points. That's just like the weirdest thing. I was like it's a nice dunk, but there's like a Tyler Hero moment. I think it was the last Cool Cats where it's like it was in a game they lost by 50 points to the Bucks.
Oh, yeah. You'll notice it's crazy, but some of the best moments are losing games. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so weird.
One of the things I've noticed.
All right, Will, I'm going door number 1. What do you think's there?
Let's go CJ McCollum.
It's hard to predict them, yeah.
What'd you say, Will?
Let's go CJ McCollum. Let's see if he's in.
McCollum. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's gonna be a little D'Angelo. Okay. That's not bad. Also a game they lost. Also a game he lost for 23 points.
They're all games they get crushed in. It's so funny.
All right. Dean, prediction, last one.
I'm going to pick another player that's just not currently playing basketball. Let's go with sweep the board with LeBron. It's going to be LeBron.
Oh, yeah. I like the optimism. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, low cereal. Hey, all right. Trae Young.
Nice.
Trae Young, number 342. That's pretty sweet. It's a nice little play. He's playing. They're doing their thing.
They lost.
Nice.
On Enos Kanter too.
They also
lost
this
the
is
game.
3 straight losing games. That's 3.
We kind of
Go
touched
look
on that.
at it.
I know
It's
we gotta
crazy,
go,
man.
but
It's
God.
crazy. It's so
Right.
funny.
You guys see my other screen, the other pack I have?
Yeah, we got it
Looks
here.
good.
You got it? Okay, cool. I got another one here. Let me just
Someone in the chat said Mo Bamba.
Okay. All right. So this release 22, I hadn't gotten a pack in like years, and then I got the 2 stress tests in a row. I got lucky. So this is extreme luck.
Yeah.
But no,
You
that
gotta have
that
something
is
good in here.
incredibly uncommon. Hey, I like the tray, man. A tray like number 342. That's pretty good. The cereal is nice.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just go through. Let's go through them one at a time. I'm hoping for LeBron. I actually love to see a rookie in here as well.
Yeah.
Oh, another low cereal. Plumlee.
Oh, the Plumlee.
Well, they
Yeah.
won by 5. They won.
Yeah, they won the game.
They did win. They did win, man. I like that this is like Ayton is like, I'm not even gonna guard Plumlee on this play. He's like, I'm good.
Yeah,
we need to double Grant. Like Plumlee's just
Speaking of which,
standing there.
that's why I like Bam Adebayo so much today. Ayton plays no defense, but story for another
Yeah.
day.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
do anything really these days. Okay, let's be Tatum. Oh,
Daniel
my
Tice.
God.
All right.
Oh, so this is the center pack. So
The
who's
centers
the
win
next
games,
center?
though. The centers win games. Look at it.
Hey, I mean,
Whoa.
if this is the center pack, let's see if we can get you
Just-
a Joel Embiid.
At least he
Joel
won.
Embiid.
At least they won the game. Okay, just stay
Yeah.
positive here. Come on, give me something.
Zion?
Oh, that'd be nice. I'd still go for a rookie, but someone on
Bam
the Heat. Maybe
Adebayo.
it's a Bam Adebayo.
Hey, center
You
pack.
called it. Well, yeah, you called it. Yeah,
And
you-
We
centers
got the
win
center
games.
pack.
and they won.
Center
And they
back.
won. That's the.
Am I
Awesome
an
run.
old man? Am I an old man? Are those uniforms in that court just a little bit too much? I think I'm an old man.
Oh man. Oh man.
I like the Miami
Oh,
Vice jerseys,
God,
but those
man.
are just is that a little much for you guys? It's a little much for me. I'm an
That's
old man.
amazing.
Awesome. The center pack, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
All
LG,
winners,
look,
man.
man. I'm glad you came by. I did want to. This will be the last plug, I promise. But I didn't talk about this. We'll get your perspective because we're gonna wrap it up, I guess, in like a minute, Devin. I've kind of switched my investment strategy on Top Shot, and what I've been doing is I've kind of been acquiring, like you talked about guys you like. I went full-fledged rookies and stars. Like that's all I'm doing now. I don't care if it's a 35K mint rookie, a 35K mint star, 15K, 100K, not 100K, but 100 whatever. I'm just pretty much going full-fledged stars and rookies. You know, Zion, Kawhi, LeBron, Steph, Harden. I've got to get my hands on a couple more of the rookies. I don't have them all, but I think especially with the badges coming out, it's not about necessarily the price going up. It's just you want to have the rookie product if you're in this type of investing. What's kind of your spin on that? And then Dean, you'll close out, take us home.
For sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people are anticipating that that's the next big surge that's going to happen in Top Shot is the rookie badges. And I think that's a sound investment strategy. We have to keep in mind as long-term, like the rookies from this year, they're minted at 4,000. They're going to be literally the only players in Top Shot who are going to have 3 badges because one of them is from their first game, which is super cool. There's only one play from Series 1 that's going to have that. It's the RJ Barrett. That's the only one in Series 1 that's from his first game. So that's a sound investment. And also, like, the way I look at rookies, man, is kind of the same way you would look at them in a keeper league or in some other format like that. Is like, hey, like you know what? Pick a bunch of horses, and even if one of them turns into a megastar, that's amazing. You know what I mean? So it's like one of the things I did after I foolishly sold that LaMelo is I went and picked up, like, this is probably early February or something like that. I picked up 2 of every rookie of this year just to have. And totally, like, Jalen Smith, might never hear about him again. But hey, Cole Anthony becomes a perennial all-star. That's fine. You know, I kind of like, you kind of hedge your bet that way. So that's a good strategy for sure.
Cole Anthony, by the way, for sure.
There you go. Right there,
I
you
like
go.
the moment. I mean, game winner, 3-pointer. I couldn't beat it. It was great.
And if you want my secret tip, Will, this is special for you. Watch the moment supply of the new rookies. Like, there's the new wave of rookies that have come out. So we're talking like Peyton Pritchard and Jayshawn Tate and like all those guys that they've just come out. They're one of 4,000 rookie moments that are going to get 3 badges. Watch their supply, because a few of those guys, there's only like 500 or 700 that are out of 4,000. So it's very minimal. But guys like Quickly, he's almost at half of his supply. And I find that usually once half the supply is out, market fluctuations aside, that's when the price stabilizes. Whereas once it's more than 50%, You like when big swaths of that player come out, then the price dips because people that don't want him get him and sell them. But once it kind of crosses 50%, I find that that's usually when it stabilizes. So guys like Quickly, it's like, even though he's dipped like, I don't know, $300-400 this week, he's almost at half of that supply out. And that, if you're kind of wondering what the right time is going to be to pick him up, it's like, it's very soon. Because there'll be a point where there'll be none left in packs. And that's when it's going to be hot.
Yep.
Would love to keep this conversation going. Unfortunately, we are up against the clock. Do want to thank LG so much for not just being on the show, tolerating my incompetence, opening packs. I do appreciate that as well.
From the vault of LG, man. That's a vault I opened for almost nobody. So I like you guys, and you guys had me on. That was the first show I did. First guest appearance I ever did was 2 months ago with you guys. So I really had a great time, and I always appreciated it, and happy to be back.
Where were you at as far as followers on Twitter? Because now I see we're 40,000. Can you recall, give or take, as far as your followers at the time?
Maybe 2 or 3.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing.
I'd say, yeah, not very many. I mean, a lot, and I very much appreciate all those first couple thousand people. But now, now we've got a much bigger platform, which is great. And it helps us get the podcast out there and a lot of the good stuff out there. So it's been a good ride, and we appreciate every single one of them.
Well, tell the people, where else can they find you?
It's been amazing.
I know you're on YouTube.
Sorry?
Your YouTube channel, what's the name of it?
The First Mint.
Well, there you go. That makes sense. That's called Synergy, right? All right, we got to go. There's a golf show coming up behind us. I'm sure a lot of people will stick around for that. There's definitely a Venn diagram as far as the NBA Top Shots in golf as well. Tambo, are you on that? I think you're on that, correct?
Yes, he is. Let's get Tambo out of here, please.
Correct. I'm moving on to the next show. Thanks so much, LG. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Thank you so much. That was LG, of course, from the First Mint podcast. That was Will. I was Dean. That was Tambo. This was NBA Top Shots. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. We're out of here. Thanks.